What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in tonight. We have an awesome, amazing show for you guys. We will be interviewing Mr. Rez. I just met him myself. He's an awesome, amazing individual. Cannot wait for you guys to meet one of my new friends. I have a special co-host with me tonight. I will bring her on, and that's Miss Lady Mystic.
Hello, everybody.
We cannot wait to introduce you to one of our really good friends. Miss Donna already knows him, and that's kind of how I met him, through Miss Donna and through the rest of the Wraith Hunters. So without further ado, let's introduce Mr. Rez.
What's up, everybody? Hey, I love that intro. You had me rocking back here the whole time.
Papa Wraith made it. He's
Awesome.
the mastermind behind our intros.
That's pretty awesome. And if we're going to talk about who introduced me to all you guys, you got to give a shout out to the house gnome himself, Mr. Brandon. He's the one that actually got me turned on to you guys.
What?
Oh,
Yeah. That was,
Cooper.
yep, one of the live streams you guys had him on. I tuned in because he was on it, and I've been commenting ever since.
That show was a mess.
It was off the rails, but man, it was a blast.
Thanks. You have to see the other side of the Texas Wraith Hunters that no one gets to see.
Yeah.
Fun.
Oh, I remember what show he's talking about. We
Yeah.
were all on.
Yeah.
We're all
I think we talked about it. You guys were talking everything about suicide and help, and knives came out.
Started off very, very, very worried about people's health and about how serious, the military personnel needed help. And then I started playing with scissors. Next thing I know, it's 6:15.
Right.
The knife thing is a joke.
Hey,
That
what
they don't
neighborhood
let
are
me
we in?
live
Do I need to go
down.
get my blades or what?
That's the thing.
Get my
They don't
tomahawk?
let me. Exactly. They don't let me live it down because where I live.
It was an inside joke that started off with calling Donna a
A
Bronx.
Shenka.
Yeah.
Mhm. And I don't live in the Bronx. I live outside Boston, in Mass.
In Mass. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
Oh man. But hey Brian, hey Kimmy.
What's
hey,
up, Brian, Kimmy?
So for those who don't know you, how about you introduce yourself and give us a little backstory on you?
All right, I'm Resnick. I'm part of the Wisconsin-based team, Cryptids, Anomalies, and the Paranormal Society, otherwise known as Wisconsin CAPS. I'm a paranormal investigator, a cryptid investigator, certified psychic medium, which I kind of keep that to myself. So I'm actually announcing it on your show for officially. Also ordained minister through the Universal Life Church. So if there's anybody out there that wants to get married at a haunted location, hit me up. I'd be happy to take care of that for you. You get the location, I'll show up.
Sorry, I'm never marrying again.
Me either. One and done. That's it. If Mrs. Resnick wants to leave or it doesn't work out, I'm never doing it again.
I love that idea.
But yeah, I kind of grew up with the paranormal, being a son of two mediums, and also both my parents were ministers in the spiritualist religion. So I grew up with the background of knowing about the other side and the spirit world. And it took me a lot of years of watching these shows, calling bullshit and looking for the button to go, yeah, right, you're full of shit, Zach, and stuff like that before I decided to actually officially join a team. And I was sitting there flipping through Facebook one night after one of my adopted brothers had passed away, and I seen a good friend of mine had a team up and going that was already established. That'd be Barnaby Jones. And I reached out to him. I was like, hey, bro. At the time, I was kind of dealing with my abilities, and I classified more like an empath, but I was more wanting to be, the investigative side of things. So I said, hey, I want to join your team. He's like, well, good. We're having CAPS Academy starting soon. Come through the academy, and if you make it, become a member of the team. And I've been with the team since.
Wow, that's awesome. So what is your one paranormal experience that was that's it? You knew there had to be something else out there.
Like I said, growing up with it, I've known all about it. There's never been just one experience. I've had several different experiences. When you grow up in a household where both your parents are psychic mediums, both ministers in a religion that believes in spirit communication through mediumship, you see all this from the start. I remember as a child, one time, my father took me with him to go see a client of theirs that thought they were having, paranormal activity in the home. So as a little boy, I'm sitting there, on the couch, and I'm seeing things that aren't really typically known to most people.
Right.
And looking back on that, that's probably where the investigator side of me started. And that's something I don't really talk much about, that little experience there, because, it's personal between me and my old man. He's not here no more, and they were supposed to be my teachers in this. And well, by the time I was ready, they were gone. So, but I've had plenty of experiences over the years. One of the more recent ones, a couple of years ago, my neighbor had passed away. And so to tell you what was going on, I'm sitting in my room, I'm watching some death match wrestling, just for the hell of it. I'm bored. It's the middle of winter. And my stepson's in there with me watching, two guys watching violent things, normal, right?
Right.
And next thing I know, I feel like I got dropped in the middle of Lake Michigan in the middle of winter. Just freaking cold, shivers, about ready to crawl in my body. I literally jumped up to my headboard, because I was laying down. I jumped headboard, and I'm like, get the F off me,
Right.
And then I was back to room temperature. I'm like, what the hell is this? Well, I get up to go get something to drink. I look outside, and his entire family's outside crying, bawling their eyes out. Here to find out he had just passed away. And my theory on that is I'm one of the brighter lights, because I do vibrate higher than most. If you ever get to meet me in person, you come up there next to me, you'll feel the heat generate off my body from me vibrating so much higher than what's normal. And I figured, I was the closest, brightest thing. So he kind of jumped over me. And when I told him to get off, he realized he wasn't in the right spot.
Wow, that's cool.
Mm.
I can imagine what that must have been like, right? Just
out of nowhere. It felt like literally I got dropped in the middle of Lake Michigan. Like, see the cartoons where they dunk something into the lake and it comes out as an ice cube? That's how I felt.
Wow.
It was that freaking cold. And you're talking to a guy that wears a hoodie all winter long in Wisconsin. 20 below, I'm out there in a regular just hoodie and a t-shirt.
Anthony wants to know if you have a cape.
No capes.
And the reason why he asked that is because he went to the forest. It's one of our favorite places in San Antonio. And if you go back a couple of videos on the Texas Wraith Hunters, him and one of our other members were going to go through there, and they encountered we call him Spencer. He was a satanic worshiping guy. And
in the den.
Well, he threw the cape off of himself. Oh, it was in the den?
Yeah.
It was the den, not the forest. My bad. And he threw the cape off that night. Well, they went to the den was it yesterday or the day before? And they found
day before.
Mm-hmm. And Anthony took it as a souvenir. So Anthony's asking, that's Anthony's prized possession. So now I'm pretty sure it's going to be his question for everyone. Do you have a cape?
Well, Anthony, I'd be careful with that cape. Make sure nothing's attached to it. Kind of keep an eye on it. Because by right, RITE right, you take that home. If anything's attached to that, they can attach to you because you brought it. You accepted it. So be careful.
It was a ritual group.
Yep. So be careful. But that would be a pretty cool prize possession to have.
He said that he felt the energy.
Yep.
Miss Kimmy said that cape needs to stay out of my dreams. Yeah, she actually had a dream about that cape yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, last night.
Yeah, she asked me this morning, did you have a dream about the cape? And I was like, what cape? She's like, Anthony's cape. And I was like, you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't remember my dreams. And I always remember my dreams. Always. But I don't remember what I dreamed about last night. That's the weird.
She asked Sydney because I did. Kimmy did. And she wanted to see if she did. Because all the girls are having dreams about this cape. And it ain't good. They're not good.
User.
But
Hey,
What-
There's the gnome
Can I
himself,
ask-
Mr. Brandon Cooper.
Talk
What's
about
up, brother?
Brandon, what is how did you say it? In a professional psychic medium.
What's
How
that?
did you say it? I forgot how you
Certified?
said it.
certified?
Certified psychic
Yep.
medium. What is that? How do you do?
Um,
How do you become a certified?
I went through classes through the ISA, the Independent Spiritual Association of the United States of America, and they have coursework you go through. And through the coursework, when you complete all the courses, you get a certificate in missionary and psychic mediumship.
Oh.
And then you can also follow on if you want to do healing. They also have courses in healing, and after that, you can even go farther up and become a minister. It all takes
Really?
yeah,
How
all
did you
takes
go to be a
Can-
minister?
it
Can you
takes
send me
time and
the
dedication.
websites? The websites? Can you send them to me?
Yep.
Same. I
Yeah,
definitely
I'll
want
send
Yeah.
you a link once we get off.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep, yeah, it was the same organization that both my parents were ordained through, and the church itself that I actually go through is out of Illinois, Cicero, Illinois. And if you go on our Caps channel on YouTube, we actually did a investigation there because this is a haunted church. It originally was a funeral home that Dr. Minister Reverend Hilborn had purchased and turned into a church for us.
Oh, wow.
And so it's a
Brandon wants
very
it. I don't want to interrupt you. I'm sorry.
Yep. Oh, yeah,
Brandon
yeah.
wants you to send it too.
Yep, and it's a very unique building. And I remember as a child seeing shadow figures in this building. And after my parents had passed away, I lost contact with all them people and everything else. So years later, while I was at a convention, we're in a booth next to this paranormal tour company. They're talking about this haunted church down in Illinois, and my ears perked up. I'm
Right.
like, really? Is this happen to be an old funeral home? He's like, yeah. Cicero, Illinois, huh? Yep. I know what church you're talking about. I grew up in that church. I sat in them pews on Sundays, and both of my parents, when we had their ceremonies after they passed, were in that church. So I've been a member there since I was a kid. And after getting the information from them how to reach out to them, I reached back out to the church, and me and the current minister have been best friends ever since.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
How do you change a funeral parlor into a church?
Watch the video. You'll see. It's really
watch that.
it's a nice building. And honestly, I know people that were like, well, I'd be afraid to go there. Well, no, it's the most calmest, welcoming feeling that you have when you're there. Just relaxing, peaceful. It'd be like going to your mom's house type of feeling. You feel loved. You feel really cool. And every chance I get to stop in when I'm down in Illinois, I pop in for services or I pop in to say hi.
That's got to be.
Yeah.
See, I like going to funeral homes already. I know it sounds weird, but I do. I had known my mom one day that because she had asked me, she's like, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? You want to work at HB the rest of your life? I'm like, no. I said, I want to do something else eventually. I told her I wanted to be a mortician. And she was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, nothing. I wanted if I were to be able to do that, I want to be the one that dresses the body and gets them ready and does their makeup and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah, get them all prettied up for their big final finale.
Yeah, just to be able to talk to them, let them know that, hey, just because you're deceased doesn't mean you're forgotten. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
I said the same thing because whoever does makeup on some of these people.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I agree.
That I do.
Yeah, if I had a chance to buy an old funeral home, I'd actually do it and renovate it to my house.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, I know somebody did that.
Yeah, I've heard of that being done. I'd do it. Just like I like old churches. I like freaking old schools.
She's actually selling it. I can't remember. Sid, Kimmy, are you in the comments? Where is what's her name, selling her house. Where is that? The old funeral parlor.
Oh, someone's selling a house that used to be a funeral parlor.
Yes, it was the old funeral parlor. She bought it, but now she's moving. So it's up for sale.
There
Oh,
you go, Rez. Go buy yourself
Yeah, and at the bottom, she showed us, she gave us a tour, and at the bottom, you can see like all the shells and stuff
in
in the
Wisconsin.
in Wisconsin,
oh,
in
it's in my own
Hurley.
state. All
There
right,
you
it's only a
Hurley,
couple hours north of me.
You can buy
Hurley, Wisconsin.
Hmm.
Hurley, Wisconsin. Check it out.
You found your
Did
new
she
Kimmy,
home.
sell it? Kimmy, did she sell it?
Kimmy, send me some information. You got me on Facebook, girl.
Yeah. Rez
So,
is looking.
That'd be interesting. I don't know if the wife could dig it, but I could.
It's big.
You know, she'll watch the TV shows with me, but she won't go out and investigate. She won't do a haunted tour, stuff like
really?
that. Yeah, she likes watching, but doesn't want to be exposed to it.
That's the way
Yeah.
my family is. Like my brother, he will watch it like no tomorrow, but he will not come out with me at all.
Yeah.
Like he like for my birthday, he bought me a laser grid light. He watches all the
Nice.
shows and he'll tell me about the shows. He watches other people's podcasts and tells me about their podcasts. And so when I invite him out, he's like, "Yeah, no, we're not doing that." We're not doing that. Every time I get sick, he blames it on the ghost. He's like, "Uh-oh, the cuckoo's got you." And I'm like, "I guess so."
It's not their fault.
That's what I tell them. It's not their fault. Like it just happens. It's nature. Ooh, it has
Ooh.
mock.
Oh, that's even better yet
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
That's one era of time that I am totally drawn into is the mafia in the 20s.
Yeah, it has
I've
ties.
been drawn to them since I was little.
It has ties to it, and they did investigations on live in it.
Interesting.
And
We were watching a buddy of ours do an investigation, Robbie Brown, and I said I keep seeing like a mobster era and a girl with like a flapper girl with her short little. I said, man, if I could go back in those days and live those days, I would.
Yeah.
I
Mm.
I actually think I actually lived back in them days. I had a counselor once that I was going to see that said that they knew something about past life regressions and all that. So they kind of put me in a semi trance, and we went back, and that's the first door when I opened where I came out through. It was the 20s, and it's funny how you talk about the flapper girl because I was in an apartment with a woman dressed like a flapper, and then next thing I know, I'm catching a cab and going across town and to a bootlegging operation.
Oh,
Ooh.
You know, so it was very interesting. Unfortunately,
Were you as
one of
big
the
as you are
people-
now?
what's that?
Was you as big as you are now?
No, I was a little bit smaller. I wasn't such a big giant. One of the people that was currently in my life at the time actually showed up and who gunned me down outside of this building.
what?
Ooh.
So,
Did you ever tell that person that?
no,
Oh, well, they know now.
right? If they're watching, we get a bunch of messages. Was it me? Was it me? No.
Your whole thing, that is so crazy.
Yeah, that was my one and only time I ever tried to be regressed. We tried going through another door, and I got to open a door before the time ran out. And when I opened up, it was nothing but a bunch of sand. I was in the desert. So I'm assuming that would have been back in the Egypt days.
Yeah.
Are you like on the same wavelength as me right now? Because I was just about to say something about that. Because I swore one of my past lives, I want to get my past life told to me, but I swore one of them had to be Egypt because I'm just so infatuated with Egypt. Like everything with Egypt is right up my alley. And I don't know if I just had a tumor removed and they had to pull it out through my nose. And one of my best friends goes, isn't that crazy that you're obsessed with Egypt? And they basically just did what they did with all the mummies. Like they pulled everything out through your nose.
Right?
That's crazy.
That is. Connections.
Everything in my house.
Very
I told
cool.
you you're taking that. That is so pretty.
Yep. It's heavy.
Hey, if I go to New York, I'll snatch it for you, okay? You just gotta come to Wisconsin to get it.
That's well, I'll meet you halfway somewhere in Wisconsin. I'll take it, and we're good to go.
All right.
Oh wait, Kim, Dominique, you weren't supposed to hear any of this. That's funny. So, do you live on the res or you live off?
Currently I'm living off the res. I do have a house up on the Stockbridge Reservation. I lived there until, let's see, I moved up there back in 2003, shortly after one of my sons were born, and I was there until I got married. No, it was before I got married when we were just dating. So it would have been, I think I moved off the res in 2016 and 2017. So I usually go back and try to spend as much time I can up there in the summertime and or on weekends. It's just last year I didn't have any time. It was nonstop busy all summer long running a Shell station. So
Okay, cool.
yeah, between doing that, doing the investigations, I'm always on the go on the weekends. It's hard to get time to go home and kick it with the family.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we know that all too well. I'm sure.
You know?
So being on, like growing up on the res or living on the res,
Well,
what
actually, I grew up in Chicago.
you grew up in Chicago.
Yeah, born and raised down there.
Over there.
You know? But I was always, even though I grew up in the concrete jungle, I was always drawn to the woods. Always.
Concrete jungle.
Okay, yep. That's Chicago for you, Chirac.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, I lived on the res from like what was it, 03 on. So
Mm.
So what are some of y'all's like? Because us Hispanics, we have tons of like urban legends, like myths, or like we have La Llorona, so that way the kids will go to sleep. We have the Cucuy. We have the Lechuza. What are some of y'all's that y'all grew up that like you would hear them tell the younger kids to like strike fear into them?
well, stay out of the woods. You know, you got the little people. It's not so much that it's to strike fear. It's just other entities that are there that you don't want to interact with. You know,
Hairy
of
man.
course. Of course, yep, hairy man, Sasquatch, Sea Tonga, whatever you want to call him. You know, Bigfoot. You know, the Goat Man.
The goat
You know,
man.
yep, half man, half goat. That's another one that gets talked about up there.
Mm.
You know, and then you got different spirits themselves that have been talked about that are supposed to be either dark or malevolent, but they're not always are because the stories get changed over the years from what they originally were.
Right. Have you ever gone out looking for them?
I'm the type of one that I go play in the woods any hour of the day, any hour of the night. So when they tell you don't do it, it
You're
doesn't
the
bother
first
me. I
one
do
there.
it. I'm gonna go do it. You know. So as far as going out and looking for them, nah, I haven't. It wasn't until I joined the team with Caps that I started actually doing Bigfoot research. My theory was he's there. I know he's there. Our culture talks about him being there. Until they start getting better footage, I'm not going to put my energy out to go looking, right? And I got asked to partake on a Bigfoot hike up in Rhinelander, Wisconsin with my team leader. It was literally the first time out with the team after actually doing an investigation other than the initial meetup. And I'm looking around, he's pointing different things out to me. I go, He's looking like, what? I'm like, I see this shit all the time in my woods at home. I was like, what you're pointing out to me, I've been seeing for years, when I go out and gather wood for the winter. So it was a small little epiphany for me. Like, yep, he's up there. He and she, I should say, or they.
Okay. See, I'm kind of skeptical when it comes to Bigfoot because it's one of those things like with aliens and me. I know they're real. I know they're out there, but a big part of me doesn't want to believe it because that's scary. Like the way I see it is the way people see the paranormal. It's not normal. It's scary. It's like something you don't want to imagine. So yeah, I know aliens are out there. I know Bigfoot's out there. I know fairies are out there. Like I know everything else that people don't think is real is out there. I just don't want to believe it because it's scary.
There's nothing to fear but fear itself, my dear. Accept it, own it, learn it.
Chicago is a res too, lol. I mean, anything nowadays could be considered that.
Well, you're on Turtle Island. You know, every inch of this ground here that we all live on at one point in time was held down by natives.
True.
Yeah,
Harry
Brandon.
Man's gonna get you.
My big, when you come up, we'll find my big furry brother together. Because that's how I refer to him most time. When I'm on an investigation, you know, I actually refer to Bigfoot as my big furry or my big hairy brother. You know, when I go out, I look to have them interactions. I'm wanting to have that interaction, not so much so I can snap a picture and be like, oh, hey, he's real. No,
Right.
so I can actually meet him or her, have the interaction, and possibly learn something from them. I believe they're highly evolved, you know, and I also believe that they are interdimensional. You know, that's, you know, one of the things I really look at when it comes to them. You know,
Interdimensional, you mean
they can
cross
pop in,
planes?
they can pop in and out just like Spirit does.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's sightings of him, he or she everywhere,
Yeah.
and some people can never find them. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and like, you know, some of the stuff you see, you know, 1 minute they'll have a thermal hit, next minute it's gone completely. Nothing left behind, no residue, nothing. How do you explain that? A heat source that just disappears in the middle of the woods.
You can't. And then it's like when you see their footprints and it stops all of a sudden and you have no idea where. Like that's interesting to me too.
You know?
Yeah.
You know?
Give her thumbs up.
I astral plane three times is Bigfoot.
Really?
Nice.
I thought you knew that. One of the times it was like an astral projection, like an astral plane, but I was like looking at myself. I don't know what you call that.
Yeah, you're out of body.
Out of body experience. That's what I was thinking of. And I was watching myself talking with them for the longest time. And the first thing I always look for is those little things up top. And it was him. It was Bigfoot 3 times. Calm. I wasn't afraid of him. You know, he's big.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you one thing that we talked about all 3 times. Not one thing.
When the time is right, you'll remember it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel right there on that one. You know, there's information that was exchanged, and until you're ready for that information, it's locked away.
It's been 3 times in the past, like, let's say 8 months.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Do it. Well, now I want to try to do it.
Right.
I didn't even know I did it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Until that.
Have to remember that when you astral project or you have an outer body experience, you got to be careful because sometimes you won't come back.
Yeah, I knew I astral projected, but not astral plane.
You know, I think you do come back. And I believe, like I was just talking with someone on another live just a little bit ago. You know, we all vibrate at a certain frequency. Each and every one of us have our own unique frequency. So, yeah, they can say, you know, don't cut the cord and all that. But if you know your own frequency, you'll be able to find yourself and come back.
Yeah.
You know, so that's not an issue of not coming back. And also, you got to remember, you know, nothing's going to come into your body unless you welcome it. So even if you're not there, your body is still protected during them states. You know, unless you allow something to come in while you're gone, you got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've gone to my grandson, like, I don't know how many times. Like, when I stress, like, he went through open heart surgery. He was only 3. And he's gifted. So we were both back and forth. I've been to England. I've been to Scotland, Florida. And I remember these. But I mean, those I knew, but astroplaning, I didn't know about that. Then it started really happening. I don't know how many times. Like when I
Isn't it crazy when you don't know what kind of gifts are out there and then all of a sudden it just pops up out of nowhere?
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
You know,
Like,
as I gather on my journey here with my psychic development, I was actually out on investigation with friends of ours just a few weeks ago, and I had names coming through, more often than what normally does. So I've noticed that, where some mediums, they won't get a name at all. They go
mhm,
their whole lives and can't tell you a name, they can tell you other stuff. I've had that happen. That just,
right.
like we were talking, like I had a premonition of that name for my team, but with this one on the spot during the investigation, the name came through and the owner of the location about fell over when I said who the name was.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah, like I didn't know that I had certain ones until the first time Anthony took me into the forest. We went to this one part where it looks like a cave. And when I walked in there, I saw Native Americans, and they were sitting there around like there was two women sitting around a fire. One had a baby, the other one was making pottery. Above us, like where the cave opening was, I saw their husbands kind of watching us from the top. And and that instant, Pedro, the Phantom Menace, he's part of our team. He snapped a picture, and it was me, Anthony, and Lurker, and you see this gold glow right in front of us. And Lurker pulled out one of his tools that he uses to measure heat, and it was hot in that one spot. And I
Yep.
was like, yo, I've never been able to do that before. I would like put myself back in that time. It was so cool. I was
Nice.
so excited.
And when you were glowing,
Yeah. It was that same day that I was glowing. It was crazy.
mm,
So a part like that same day, um, I have a habit of using flashlights when I investigate. Like I always have to use flashlights. It's part of my trauma that I had to deal with growing up. Well, this one investigation went on, I didn't use it at all because when I looked down at the floor, I saw like this hue of glowing light around me, and
Mm-hmm.
I could see it going out. And the boys were walking behind me, and Anthony told the other two guys, "Hey, look at Sydney's feet. You can see them as she's walking." And as I was walking, you could see my feet, like my footprints were being left behind, and they were glowing. Well, we went to another part, and I just so happened to walk in front of Pete as he was taking a picture, and I don't even show up. It's just a white glow, like a white light, and
yeah,
it was insane. I was like, oh,
that
Interesting.
was, yeah,
it was
it
interesting.
was really, that picture was really amazing.
Yeah. Oh, looks like Brian had a question for us. Can they get into your head?
Yeah. So
Um,
Ooh,
Interesting. So, far as them getting into your head or something like that, you have to give them permission. They have to have a right. And if you don't give them permission, you don't give them a right, and I mean right by his RITE, right, as they do in religious, no, they can't. You know, you
right.
have to literally open yourself up for something to occupy you or occupy yourself in any way, shape, or form.
Right. So it's like sometimes when I go on investigations, I like verbally announce out loud, "You're not allowed to touch us. You're not allowed to harm us. You cannot come near us," because it's like you letting them know that hey, they don't have any power of you. They can't do that. Like it's
Yeah.
a big no.
Yeah. Every investigation I go out for,
Hi,
I go
Joanne.
ahead and basically say, hey, I'm here to interact with you. I'm here to document. I'm here to tell your story if you want to tell me. you
Right.
know. But at the end of the day, when I leave, you got to stay here or go somewhere else. You're not allowed to come with me.
Right.
I've only had once where something came home with me, and in this case, it was okay. We were at a location where some children had passed away, and they had basically burned in this location,
mm,
and I didn't think nothing about it, and I started seeing like little shadows around the house catching my eye. And I ended up going to an event, and a medium picked up on it. I had some children follow me around. Like, they're not your children, but they're clinging to you like you're a big teddy bear.
Oh,
And it all kind of just clicked because I started smelling wood smoke. And I'm like, all right, I get it now. You know, because all kids have always loved me. I've always been the big, the big cuddly teddy bear, but yet the ferocious one that jumped down someone's throat if the kids get hurt.
right.
And basically, the mother of these children who were at this location sent them with me to get them out of that location,
Oh,
to get them away from what was going on there for a while.
wow.
So,
Wow.
and unfortunately, after they're here for a while, I'm like, all right, you guys got to go. You either go onto the light or go back to where you want, but it's time for you to move on from me. And because of them not knowing anything else, they went back to the location.
Oh no.
Oh.
But we, as a team, this is one of our normal locations that we go to, went back to the location. We found out they were there. So we actually did hold space for them and crossed them over.
Oh yeah, I love
And the
that.
mom?
So, and the mom.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
I love stories like that. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
hear people crossing spirit over is just so freaking beautiful. I remember the first
Yeah.
time. I've only done it once, and that time I'll never ever forget. Like it was so pretty.
Yeah.
It's at a cemetery here.
And the feeling.
Yeah. And we
Yeah.
crossed over a grandma and her grandson. She was being held there by a soldier who was keeping them there. Because the trail, the Comanche Lookout, or not the Comanche, the Camino Real Trail runs through the cemetery. And that's like where they would like march the Indians and the Native Americans and just the people in general. And I remember this one, it was a grandma and her grandson, and they were stuck and they were trying to go, but the guy wouldn't let them. And so me and two other mediums held hands and we called on the white light and we called in all their ancestors to help guide them to where they were. And everything was just so brighter and so like beautiful. And then after we crossed them over, everything was lighter around us. And we
Yeah.
can like hear like the family hugging them and welcoming them over. And it was just, oh, it was so amazing. Never forget that day.
I get a really calm feeling over me, completely like
Mhm.
it's almost like tearing type calming that rushes over me when I do spiritual work like that. And
Yeah.
it's a feeling I can't get anywhere else or anything else to make it happen.
Yeah, that was one of the few instances where I cried during an investigation because of everything. Because just knowing that you were able to help them, and you were like, we could visually see them walking into the white light, surrounded by their loved ones who had passed and their ancestors, and it was just like, oh my god, it was the most beautiful thing ever. I remember I sobbed, sobbing and sobbing, and I was like, oh my god, that was so pretty. I haven't done it since then because I really haven't come into any contact of anyone that needs to be crossed over.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for that next one because I'm sure it's going to be.
I don't know. When I've crossed over quite a few, but I get this feeling that comes over me from head to toe. And it's just a beautiful feeling. And it just goes right through me. And I know they've crossed. Like I
Yep.
can see them cross. I see when I open the door, like I use my energy, I open the door to the white light and I tell them, go ahead, call one of your loved ones or go through. And I can see when they go through. I see when they hesitate. I say, don't be afraid. Everything's going to be okay. Just go through. But it's just a weird feeling I get that goes right through my body. And it's just amazing.
Mhm.
Yeah, I get that. Totally.
Yeah.
Doing work like that, it's to me it's an honor to be able to
Yeah.
help a spirit.
Yeah.
That's what kind of gets me upset with a lot of these paranormal tourism places where they are trapping spirits, I believe. A lot of them that won't allow them to cross over. My theory is if you own a haunted attraction, allow the ones that want to cross over, but give them the option to come back if they want to be there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, there's enough of us because we keep the same personality that we have on this plane in the afterlife. So let them come back. There's enough jokesters and assholes out there that'll come back and want to mess with us fleshies.
Yeah,
Oh
Trust me.
yeah.
So let the innocent go.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with that.
And children.
Yes.
Yes, especially the children. Especially. So sad. Yeah, there's this one haunted place that's well known that a lot of people go to. And that's the one thing they tell you to do because you have to sign a waiver, right? And that's
Yep.
the one thing they tell you to do is do not ask our spirits to follow you home and do not cross them over. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, what if they're tired of being here? What if
Yep.
they're
Mhm.
ready to go home? What if they're ready to see their loved ones? Like, that's
Yeah.
just so sad. I couldn't imagine being somewhere where I don't want to be for the rest of my life. And I have to be there because the people who own the place don't want to help me move on and I can't do it by myself. Like, that's so sad.
It is.
I don't know if I could sign that waiver.
You're basically keeping them as slaves.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But there are mediums out there that can cross somebody over without anyone knowing.
True.
I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Without talking, without really doing anything. Next thing you know, they're gone.
Yep.
Interesting. I never knew that.
Oh yeah. You don't have to
Yeah.
talk out loud, hon. They hear you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm still learning, like, little by little, my stuff, my gifts.
Join the club, dear. Join the club. Every day's a learning experience.
That's true.
Yep.
That is true. Like, something will happen to me and I'll tell Donna or Kimmy, or I'll call my sister, and like, I freaked my sister out a couple of weeks ago because she was driving from Austin to San Marcos and they had closed down the highway because there was a high-speed chase. And she texted me. She was like, dude, I just had the most craziest experience on the way home. There was a high-speed chase and the cops had their guns drawn out. And I was like, oh, the white car? And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah, the white car that was on the side of the road. Like, the guy was standing out there. And she was like, how the hell did you know it was a white car? And I was like, I don't know. It just popped into my head. And she was like, you're very good. I was like, you're telling me.
You validated me. How did you know?
Yep.
You just validated me.
I'm like, holy crap, where did that come from?
Good vomit.
I remember there was a time I was down in Chicago for the paranormal convention that Jack Chavez puts on, and I'm sitting at the team booth, and I was just kind of taking a break. And this lady comes by. She goes, yeah, I know something's following me. I go, yeah, some guy about this tall, gray hair. She looks at me. She goes, that's my dad. Well, that's who's following you. And I just, out of nowhere, it just came out of my mouth.
Wow.
That's awesome. See, I call this a curse and a blessing because, like, so I do tarot and I use my cards so whoever I'm reading can see what I'm seeing.
Yep.
And so I was reading this friend of ours, this mutual friend of my family's, and I was reading her cards and I pulled out one and I was like, oh, I said, are you pregnant? And she was like, no. And I was like, I said, well, maybe you're going to start a new job. And then later on, I come to find out she is pregnant. And she tells me, hey, I'm pregnant, this and that. And I was so excited because I got that validation. And something told me, draw a card. So I drew a card at my house and it didn't end very well. Like, the card I got was something that I didn't want to see. And then a couple weeks later, she lets us know that she miscarried. And I was like, I hate doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
asked me to do readings. I'm like, I won't do anything with love. I won't do anything with pregnancy. I won't do anything with marriage. But anything else, ask me. But when it comes to those,
love, I don't like love, especially kids, teenagers. No.
Yeah, no. I basically do a general. That's all you'll get out of me is a general reading because I don't want to dig that deep into something and basically break your heart. If there's something that bad. General reading, fine. This is your options. This is what I'm picking up on. But as human, you still have the opportunity to change that.
Well,
with free will.
I mean, adults and teenagers, but teenagers, I mean, the teenagers. Come on now.
Yeah.
You can't change fate, and they're gonna change. How many grown-ups for real, other than Sydney, are still with their high school sweetheart?
I know one, my one adopted brother. You know,
Amen.
one. And out of the
Exactly.
thousands of people that I've known over the years.
And how many go through girls, boys, so many through high school?
Yeah.
Like you can't do that with teenagers. Like I've been asked by, I'm not saying any, a lot to do teenagers,
Yeah.
and I can't because it's just too much, and I see too much changing,
Yeah.
and I can't do that to a teenager.
The one time I got asked about reading like for a teenage relationship or stuff, I was like, okay, what I'm going to tell you, you're probably not going to want to hear, but I don't hold anything back when spirit tells me to say something.
Yeah.
It's
Hmm.
going to come out, and sometimes the truth hurts. And this is what I told her, and she was like, "Oh man," like she was bummed out about it. But I was like, "I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to sit here and
Hmm.
say butterflies and rainbows when it's not butterflies and rainbows."
Exactly. You know, I won't read for my wife. She's asked me several times. And my theory between that is I don't read for loved ones because I want the information to come out to be coming truly from spirit and not to be hampered by any of my personal beliefs or thoughts on the situation.
Hmm.
You know, so that's why a lot of the loved ones in my life I won't read for. You know, you can be a friend at a distant level, no problem. But if you're one of the friends that I see on an everyday basis, I know every ounce of your freaking life, forget it. I won't even touch it.
This
Kind of hard, yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to say, make believe you're me. Okay, and Sydney. Somebody's been asking me and asking me and asking me to work on somebody healing wise, but I know he's negative, and I've been backing off.
Well,
I don't want to lose my abilities.
I don't think you'd lose your abilities, but he's got to be willing to accept the work. If he's not willing to accept the work that you're doing to heal them, then they're going to do no good.
I've never healed like that. I've
Yeah.
healed. I've healed. You know, sickness and pain and stuff like that. I've never
Mhm.
healed the way they want me to heal.
Well,
Yep.
Is it the same way?
pretty much, far as I know, healing's healing. You know,
Okay.
whether you're working on sickness, whether you're working on the heart, whether you're working on the soul, it's healing
I
in
think
one form or
something
another.
is,
Yeah, it
and
could
I don't
be.
want it jump into me.
No, if you put the right safeguards up, you follow the right procedures, you know, you can remove that if that's the case.
Yeah, that's why I just been keeping my distance. Go to somebody stronger, and
You know, if there's someone that that's a little more experienced in that avenue, send them
if they
over
want to
to
take
them.
it,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you know, there. I have a connection of people all over the place. You know, where if it's something that I don't know, I can pick up the old phone, either find someone that I'm acquainted with on Facebook or in my own personal contacts. Like
I
say,
also
hey,
know that
are you interested in this? Would you like to take this on? And
that
it's
if
up to
they're a
them.
medium and they see the background, they're gonna back off too.
Oh, there's mediums out there that actually do that type of work that remove them entities and cleanse them things.
As long as they stay away from what they was doing and stop going
Yeah.
back.
That's the thing. The person themselves has to want the help. Otherwise,
Hmm.
there's nothing you can do.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You can't help others who don't want help.
Yeah, just like drug addiction.
Yep.
You know, when you have an addict and you're dealing with an addict, they're not going to stop until they're ready. It doesn't matter if the kids are crying for it. It doesn't matter if the mother's crying for it. It doesn't matter how many times they get locked up over it. It isn't until their mental state is ready that they don't leave that situation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a really good example.
Yeah, you just did a hard one for me.
So,
Nothing I can do. But go
if
ahead,
you
Sid.
were, let's say Bigfoot was outside your house right now,
Yep.
Ooh.
what would you ask him or her? Like, what would be the first thing you'd ask?
Well, there's two different ways around this. The one side of me, the wise ass, would run out there with my camera phone, grab a hold of the fucking hair, snap a picture, rip a handful out so I can document it in science. That's the wise ass side of me. The true believer side of me, I'd be asking, let's go for a walk. Talk to me. Teach me what you can. Let's interact. Show me what you showed my people so many years ago. Because, the days we used to interact with the Bigfoot or the hairy man, and there was stuff going back and forth between the tribes.
Yeah.
So I would like to learn as much as I could from them, whether it be along the how to raise the vibrations like that they do, or whether it is the knowledge of the history of where they started to where they were interacting with us to the point where they went off on their own. There's so many questions there and so many things that I'd like to learn.
Yeah. Yeah.
If one kidnapped me, wanted to snag me up for a weekend, as long as they behave themselves, I'd be good. You ain't folding me over. Sorry.
That's a good
You
one.
are funny.
Sometimes.
Do you live in the woods?
When I'm at home on the res, I literally have the woods within 300 feet behind my house. I have 5 acres of land up there.
Right where you live right now.
Nope. I live in a trailer park right now. So technically I am trailer trash. Yay.
No. But how come I see woods?
You're probably seeing my place up on the res. That's where I'm most comfortable is out in the woods. Even though I grew up in the city in the concrete, I'm most comfortable when I'm out in the woods just kicking it.
You need to come to Texas. You and Anthony would get along perfect.
Oh my God, yeah.
Anthony loves, or the Wraith, I'm sorry. The Wraith loves the woods. If he could, he'd build a fort in the woods and he'd live there forever.
Hey, I'd live in a freaking treehouse if I could.
Not only the woods, no fear. Like, come on. This guy.
I want a treehouse in the woods now. That sounds like fun.
It would be.
You gotta have one of those ladders that you could just like roll up.
Right?
Would you have a no girls allowed sign on your treehouse though? Like on
Hell no. Come on now.
He said, I need all the ladies to my treehouse.
Shit. It's equal opportunity for everyone to come kick it at my place. I don't discriminate. I hate everybody equally.
Can you hate her?
No, for real, people, I love everyone. I just don't people well some days.
I work at a grocery store and I don't people well at all sometimes.
Yeah, I run a gas station. I spend 10 hours a day behind a counter doing yes, ma'am, no, ma'am.
Wow.
So, yeah, there's days that, I don't people well, but for most part, it is what it is. I'm glad I can make you laugh, Kimmy.
I saw woods. I don't
You're
see a
probably
trailer
back in
park.
Perez.
Yeah.
Or you're in his tree house with Bigfoot, me, him.
Yeah. Alien ship hovering right above.
I was. You're on the same wavelength, guys. I
Yeah,
swear,
see?
we're connected.
You know, we're gonna
You
have to
said
do
alien
this again.
type. We are. We sure are. That's for sure.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
definitely. You know, you're talking about aliens and all that earlier that you're scared of them. Have you ever seen the movie The Fourth Kind?
Yes, that's why I'm scared.
The owls.
That movie like messed it up for me. At first, I was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, that's cool," and then I saw that movie and I was like, "Yo, I don't want to come up missing one day."
There's only one
Yeah, because
part,
it's like, beat me up.
right? One part of that whole movie that got me thinking about some weird shit. And that's where she's levitating off the couch at the end and she's having the big grandma seizure and she's like, oh my God. And you hear out of her voice, but a different voice coming out of her body going, no, I am your God.
Yeah.
That made me really think some serious shit. And I grew up in a religious household. It almost makes me wonder if we're someone's freaking ant farm down here.
Ooh.
You know, what if, because if you go back in the Bible, there's chariots of fire and this and that they could have been describing UFOs for all we know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then was it the Anunnaki? They're supposedly it came from space anyways. If you go further back beyond, deeper in the freaking history.
Mm-hmm.
So makes me wonder, and I've always said to think that our creator only put life on this one little bitty rock amongst all this vast universe where idiots think that we're the only ones.
Right. That's true. I mean, they just said, NASA just released that they found another Earth.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, not just that, it's like, so we met this really awesome person through another paranormal investigator. Her name's Sarah. She basically told us that we're all not human, that we come from different places. I found out
Yeah.
and my son might be a starseed, and she opened up like all these new doors to my mind, and I'm like, yo, it makes sense. Like it really does.
Yep.
And after I've been talking to her, because like I gave her like my birthday, what time, what day, like everything, and she did my whole star chart. She found out I was Palladian, and she told me that Palladians, like their traits, and I was like, yo, that's exactly me. Like that sounds like me. And I texted my niece, because my niece is a big conspiracy theorist person. Like she loves all this stuff. I texted her, I was like, dude, I'm an alien. She was like, what? And I told her about it. She was like, oh, can she do me? And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Like we are not like, apart from like spirits, we're not the only ones out here. Like there are other things out there.
Speaking of Palladians, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Christina has knowledge of them. The one you met the other night on my live stream. So if you want to learn a little more about them, reach out to her on Facebook.
Yeah, she told me I was a Palladium the same night, a baby starseed.
Yeah.
And I know years ago I seen a documentary. I think it was one of the Ancient Alien ones. They were talking about certain island people. I think it was the Polynesians and Native Americans, and there's like 3 or 4 other different groups of people on this planet that have what's called an alien gene. Our 5 cultures are the only ones that carry this particular gene. So that always made me think too.
That's
Really?
very intriguing. Because
that was
is Cherokee and what else,
What's that?
Donna?
What was it?
American. She's Cherokee and what else?
Blackfoot.
Yeah, Blackfoot.
Kimmy?
And then you.
Oh, I'm Blackfoot Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, yeah. And then my dad just found out that we are part of a tribe. And so that makes sense now.
Yeah.
You say that, and then we found out we're Palladian. Like it's big old circle of connections.
Yeah.
Yes.
And since we're throwing tribes out there, Stockbridge, Oneida, and Blackfoot right here. I'm a mixture of all three.
You got all three. You're all kinds of awesome then.
I try.
Well, I don't know if you count it, but with my past life, they said I was Anastasia.
Okay.
That's right.
Pueblo, which is something. Which one was 1200, year 1200, and it stopped? Was that Pueblo, and then it went Anastasia, or Anastasia and went Pueblo?
Honestly, I don't know.
We must ask Google.
But supposed to be Anastasia.
I do
Anastasia, something like that.
I want to say hi to Jamie Lynn. I seen she popped in to say hey.
Hello,
hi, Jamie.
Yes.
So, what's Google telling you here?
Oh, I didn't hit search. I stopped to say hi.
Come on now. That's it. I'm going to have to get my other hat on.
Is it hat time?
Yeah, the new hat.
So, for those who don't know, the race hunters were on Brandon Cooper's live one day. We were just kind of kicking it. It was originally supposed to be about Papa Ray, Anthony, and then they sent us the link and we all popped up. And it ended up getting crazy. I don't know if y'all remember that guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mr. Rez saw it that night and he was like, oh my God, that's cool.
Now, if I would have known this, I would have got my Mickey Mouse one out.
Well, go get it.
I got Mickey Mouse and my Minnie Mouse.
And then Rez went out and got one. And now it's twins.
The one thing I love about this one is years ago I had a vision of a white bear dancing around the powwow bowl. And
oh wow!
Almost like a polar bear. So I want to get some feathers for him.
It looks like a polar bear.
Yeah.
It does. That is.
It is.
It was like made for you.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
This one was my.
Now I need some dark sunglasses to go with, and I'm set. My ears don't move though.
Now.
I gotta physically move my ears.
They light up too, but I think the set's broken.
Yeah, they do light up. I remember that.
Yeah. Actually,
there's one the other
this one goes, and I think he broke this one already.
Didn't you have two, Sydney?
No, I just have this one.
Oh.
Yeah, but he no light up no more. This set's broken with the lights.
Oh well. I got a penguin hat around here too somewhere. I haven't seen it all year.
Oh man, this just went all kinds of stuff. Let's see. We were trying to figure out the Anastasia, right?
Anastasia or Anastasia? Anastasia? I think it's Anastasia.
So while I'm looking for this, the other day when you invited me on your podcast,
yep,
all shadow people behind you.
Yep.
Do you know who
I've seen them?
Yeah,
do you?
It's probably my family, my parents. I know they come and go from time to time. I also have a nephew that pops in from time to time also.
Yeah, because it don't feel negative.
No, there is nothing negative allowed in my home at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got it shut down like Fort Knox, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. Yep. When I'm home, nothing's allowed here unless I allow it.
Right. I feel like that's all of us, or those who are like that. Words. That's all the paranormal investigators. You don't allow something to come home with you unless you give it permission.
Yeah.
That's a really, really good rule for people who are not into the paranormal to know. Nothing bad can happen unless you invite it in. It's kind of like the whole vampire thing. You know how vampires can't go in your house unless you give them permission? It's kind of like that, except are Well, I mean, I guess vampires could. I mean, there are people who claim there are vampires, so I guess one and the same, right?
I wouldn't mind kicking out some vamps for a while.
I mean, I just
You
wouldn't
know.
want to be a sacrifice. Like, you can't take my blood. I'm sorry. No.
No, I'm not. I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
No.
be.
gonna-
I'm at that right age where I got enough gray in me that you want to bite me. I'm cool saying this age.
It's good. It's bitter. You don't want this.
I have an important question for both of
Yes.
you.
Well,
This has happened twice. That door, I think it was the other door, or was it that door? Both times. Don't, don't, don't. 3 times.
someone's getting your
And I,
attention.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "You are not welcome."
So that's one thing.
That's all I said.
That's one thing a lot of people take out of context. People are like, "Oh, it's a knock of 3, so it's automatically demonic. It's automatically the Holy Trinity." Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just
That's
to get your attention.
well, I wasn't sure, so that's why I just said, "You are not welcome."
Getting hot wearing him.
That's why I wasn't sure. So, if it was, and I said that, like
Well,
I said, "You are not welcome." I said it with intent.
yep.
Right.
You have to say your intent and you have to mean it. I
Oh
know
yeah.
I lived in a house in Bensonville, Illinois when I was growing up. And it was an old farmhouse, brick built for the area. And my parents' bedroom had a doorway with a walkway that led up to a full attic. Like you could literally turn the attic into a bedroom. That's how big it was.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
And at night, you'd hear footsteps down the stairs and you hear a knocking at the door. If you
Mhm.
ignored it, it would keep knocking. If you told it to leave me alone, not now, you hear it walk back up the stairs. If you said go ahead and pass through, you hear the doorknob jiggle, and that was it. So by acknowledging it, you're giving it an answer of yes or no. So by you saying, stay away or leave me alone,
You're not welcome.
You're not
exactly.
welcome to be alone.
It's gotta abide by what your wishes are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
me and Kimmy got the same thing. It was Anastasia, and then they later
Okay.
became known as Pueblo.
Okay. Yeah, because in 1200 it went extinct,
Yes.
and then went Pueblo.
It was my son's Pokemon. I jacked it.
So would I add that or not? Because it was a past life. And I'm a partial. Nobody's validated it, but I was told I was a partial reincarnation, and I got her name. She's still within me. We have the same guides, same gifts, everything
Cool.
to make me stronger.
Yeah. So basically, you have a live-in spirit guide, is what I take it as.
Pretty much.
But far as claiming the past lives, I look at it like this personally. When I claim my native blood, I'm claiming for this lifetime.
Only. Okay.
Yep. Now, I haven't dug enough into my past to know if I've always been along the native lines or not. For all I know, I could have been one of the damn, guys cutting off freaking the scalps back in the day. I don't know. I haven't dug that deep yet.
One of my guides that are here, Charlie, he's from that past life.
Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about Charlie before.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see him, but
No, but I've seen Soaring Eagle blip in and
Soaring
out.
Eagle, he's still there.
Yeah, he blipped in and out.
He's good. Yeah, he's really good. He's strong. Yeah.
I've never seen mine. I know they're there, and I work with them. I've never seen them.
Me too.
I didn't know. It was pretty good because,
Same.
yeah, I didn't know his name, and I was having a hard time getting his name. And I kept asking him, please come in my dream tell me your name so I don't keep calling you the shaman,
Mm-hmm.
with the white mask. And Rez is the one that helped me, and he got his name. He
Me and
told
you
him his name.
have a long talk after this, sir.
We were sitting there on a video chat, and she was telling me
Yeah.
about it, and it just that's
Mm-hmm.
what popped in.
Yep.
Wow.
Soren Eagle. And he's a very strong guy to mine.
Oh yeah,
Very
I see him
strong.
every once in a while when we're on our lives.
Yeah, he's always right
He's
here.
in the area, yeah.
He's here right now. He's right there.
That's
Always
And he's
watching over
always
you.
got that white mask with that beak on it. Yeah, he's always with me, which is cool. Yeah. And I was told to have 5 from my mom's side, 5 from my dad's side, and I
crap.
think he's from my mom's side.
That's a lot.
Right.
I think he's from my mom's side. Who I forgot who said it. It was on a live.
Hi, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
I forgot who said that.
Yeah. I know I was at a convention last year, and I had a medium come up to me and go, "Hey, you know you have a Sasquatch following you around."
No
So
way.
I have a Squatch guide.
That is so cool.
You have a Sasquatch guide?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then honestly, at first, I didn't know how to think about it. So I sat and meditated on it and talked to some cryptozoologists, and I'm like, what do you think here? And I even tossed it off of one of my mentors, and like, it's very well possible. And it kind of explains to me why I'm always so comfortable in the woods and why I'm not afraid of anything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When you're that dominant force, what do you have to be afraid of?
Yeah. That's like the astroplaning with him. They told me that comes from my native side.
Very well could be.
That's what they said, because something with Sasquatch and the natives.
Right.
We were connected at once. And actually, that kind of brings me up to a theory I have, which you had some girls on your show that were Squatch hunters, and they had mentioned something about hearing something in Ojibwe they were talking about how Squatch, they heard something from Ojibwe during their investigation. And I've always thought that if with Sasquatch, when you go out looking for him or her, that you get the responses with the native ways. Just like how Barry Webster and them, when they go out squatching out there, they made the movie Sea Tonga. Not only do they use their faith in God, but they're speaking in their own native tongue to Sea Tonga, which is Bigfoot. And I'm like, between that and then me trying my own experiments up on certain areas, with playing drum music for Squatch and stuff like that, I'm kind of starting to tie this in that a Sasquatch understands the local native tongues to the area that they're at. So the tribes out west, they're going to understand their language. The ones out east, they're going to understand their language because we've had that communication with them. So I want next time I get a chance to get out on the res itself, I'd like to try to do some communicating that way myself and see if I get any results.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Like, that's kind of like what I like to do. Like when I go to missions in San Antonio, my Spanish isn't perfect, but you can understand it. When we do a spirit box session, I'll ask questions in English and in Spanish. And there's very few times that I get the responses through the spirit box in Spanish. And I'm like, that makes sense. Because, you're using something that the spirit is familiar with. So if you go back to the res and you speak in your native tongue and there's Sasquatch around, he'll be like, yo, that's my boy. Like, what's up?
Yep, exactly.
That's cool. That's cool.
And I know like Hero from Unearthing the Supernatural. I've had a chance to have many conversations with him. And when they do their paranormal investigations, they speak in native language. And they get responses back in native languages.
See, I think
Oh, wow.
So
That would
there's
be
something to it.
awesome. Wow.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
kind
if you haven't checked out any of their content, check them out. It's really
What was
cool.
their
Hmm.
Unearthing the Supernatural.
Okay.
What is it?
Check it out.
Unearthing the Supernatural.
Unearthing the Supernatural.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had David on my show, which otherwise known as Hero. He's been on my show. We chat every so often. Maybe have a few things in the works in the future.
That'd be
Mhm.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So let me ask you girls something now. Time
Uh-oh.
to turn the tables. If you could investigate anywhere on this planet for a week straight. Now we're talking complete lockdown, no outside interference from the real world. Locked in this location, where would you go?
Ooh, that's a hard one because there's two places I really, really want to go. And one of them is the Villisca Axe Murder House.
Okay.
And then the other one, it's what is it called? Dang it. It's right down the tip of my tongue too. It's a hospital in Athens, Ohio. Or not a hospital. It was a sane asylum in Athens, Ohio.
Oh,
It's right
that's
there.
not Trans-Allegheny, is it?
No, but that one's
Oh.
pretty cool. I want to go to too. Now I have to look it up. Dang it.
Yeah. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of it. I'm terrible with freaking memory names. The Ohio State Reformatory. It's also known as something else.
So they call it the Ridges. It's because it's like on the university, and then the old Athens Hospital, the Athens Lunatic Asylum. Duh.
Okay.
That's where I want to go.
Nice.
Where do I want to go? I know I don't want to go by myself. I can't get nobody to go with me, but I definitely want to go to Salem.
I
do
told you
Salem.
I'm so down.
And Sydney is supposed to come, and we're going. And there's a house out there. I can't remember the name of it. I want to go. Where else would I like to go? I would like to do any jail or asylum.
I love this.
Okay.
I mean, I've done my fair share of jails. I'm ready for asylums. Like you
Something
imagine.
there's going to be, it's going to be active.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, I've never gotten to investigate a jail. I've spent plenty of time in them, but never as an investigator.
Oh
You
my
know.
goodness. Hey, everyone
But,
has their path.
Yeah, exactly. I screwed up growing up. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Plenty of times at the county motel.
Life. Life. Yeah.
But on the other hand, when it comes to investigating, it's one of the places I'd love to do a lockdown in is Alcatraz.
Ooh, yeah. That's right here near me.
Yeah.
My best friend went there last year, and she took all these pictures and she sent them to me, and I was like, I'm so jealous of you right now. Like,
Well, Sid, that's near me too.
Well, no,
That's right here in New York.
Cali. You're thinking Sing Sing, dear. Sing Sing's up like
Alcatraz.
Alcatraz.
Out in the water with New York. You take the ferry.
yeah.
That's San Francisco area is Alcatraz, ain't it?
It's not just, yeah.
No. New York. You take the ferry. You go out. I went when I was little.
Hold on.
No, I think she's right.
Alcatraz.
Where's Alcatraz?
She's right.
San Francisco, Alcatraz Island.
Oh, wait, what?
So what's out?
You're thinking Sing Sing.
Yeah, you're thinking of the other one. I was so wrong.
I
Sorry,
was on the ferry.
watching this. I love you.
Well, I would,
Really?
there's two
That
reasons there.
Sing Sing?
Yep. Rikers
Well,
Island.
we can go Rikers?
Rikers.
Rikers.
Island.
So that's in New York, Rikers?
I think Rikers is out that way.
Yeah, Rikers is in.
Well, we can do that, Sid. It's only 3 hours away.
I know when I do go, for sure, I got to go get a tattoo. There's this really cool tattoo place
Right
out
down
there,
the street.
and it's ran by two twin brothers. And
Oh,
like the gothic type tattoos. Oh my god!
in New York.
No,
You're talking about New York. Where?
in Salem.
Oh, in Salem. Oh,
And-
okay.
And on top of that, their tattoo parlor is haunted.
I think I know who you're
Ooh.
talking about. I think I've seen a special on them.
It doesn't get better than that. I would love
Hey.
that.
Oh,
if
I'd
I ever
love to
make
get
it
a
down your way, I'll
tattoo.
bring my machines. I'll shake you up with something.
Oh, you
Use
don't
some
you do
therapy.
tattoos?
Kimmy just said that. Kimmy said Rez is doing mine. Just say.
Oh, no. I'll have Rez do mine.
We talked about one for you, dear.
We'll have a tattoo party.
Yeah. What was
Yeah.
it? What did we
You
talk about?
wanted the lines. The
I
lines on
wanted
the
the
chin.
3 lines.
Ow.
I want the 3 lines on my chin.
Ow. Kimmy said
Let's
Now,
there.
what?
Bushy Mountain. I'd check that place out. I think that'd be cool. And any castle. It don't matter. Any castle overseas, I'm there.
I couldn't
But
do
the 3 lines is nothing. I'd want you to do some. I mean, we could do that, but that'd probably take you like a minute.
Yeah, don't take long to do a couple of straight black lines.
Yeah. I mean, my family probably say, "Ma, you going crazy?" But hey, it's my body. I mean, what it symbolizes from childhood to teenage years, or like 20s
Mm-hmm.
to elder. That's what they symbolize.
Yeah, I know what it is. I couldn't do that.
It starts from your very.
Pull on my chin.
It starts from the very tip of your lip and goes right down, right to the underneath of your chin. That's it. It's just
See,
one line, just a bold
I-
line.
I normally discourage people from face tattoos. If that's what the client truly wants, the client gets what they want, but I usually try to discourage them.
Yeah, yeah.
I've done my fair share of face tattoos.
Usually on guys, not on women. But
Um,
it's native.
My stepdaughter, I have some face tattoos I got to fix for her when she gets home from the joint.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, there's our
Mine's-
females that do get it.
I mean, yeah. But to me, it's my roots. And that's why I want it.
Well, tattoos are supposed to have a
I've
meaning.
wanted
Yeah.
exactly, and I've wanted that tattoo for probably 10 years.
Unless you're
Nice.
dumb and mature and get it on Friday the 13th before work.
But maybe we
You have to
can
send me
get
a picture
one.
of that.
So I got it on Friday the 13th. I'm the only person who has it. So I love the culture of hoodoo and all that. Like, to me, I think it's beautiful.
Mhm.
Mm.
And so I got a mouse that has a pin stuck through his head, and his eyes are button sewn eyes, and his mouth is sewn shut, and he has this nice, pristine little blue collar.
Sounds cute.
I got it before work, Friday the 13th. I was like, oh, why not? So
That's my favorite day of the year.
Friday the 13th.
Maybe me,
Yeah.
Sydney, maybe me and
I,
you could get one matching, a nice matching one, other than the bold lines. Maybe we get a matching one on an arm or somewhere.
That would be cool. Yeah. Rez, we're having a
Maybe-
tattoo.
We'll have to all fly together and join up at one particular spot.
Right here.
She's all, come to me.
I want to go somewhere
No,
warm.
Salem's only like what 35 minutes from me.
Right.
And then the Lizzie Borden house is pretty close to you too, right?
That's down the street. That's
I
like
won't mind checking that out.
Oh yeah.
actually, it's like it's like this, like triangle. Here's Second Street house. Here's Maplecroft house, and here's the cemetery at the top. And I live right in the middle.
Ooh.
A
wonder how-
Bermuda Triangle.
Now, see, here's the thing with the whole Lizzie Borden thing. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to go to the murder house, but I think I'd rather go kick it in her actual house that's a few blocks away or whatever it is,
Oh yeah.
where
Yeah,
she
it's right
lived
here.
where she lived her final years.
Yeah, that's
You
right
know?
here.
A lot of
Yeah.
people don't think about that. Everyone's just
Well, they
like,
don't.
the murder house, let's go to the murder house, let's go to the murder house.
Yeah.
Well,
I
the
wanna
only thing
go-
is, if we go there, right, you pay for a tour, but they don't let you in the cellar. They don't give you full access. You have to stay overnight and pay so much, and then you have full access.
See, I'd like to do an overnight.
Yeah,
I drop my cash app and they just add money to it.
it's a bed and breakfast. It's a bed and breakfast.
See, my
So-
theory would go on doing the overnights. Then you bring your equipment and you film everything.
Yeah,
You know, whether you keep it for your own personal records or if you decide to do something with it in the future, you're paying all that money. You might as well film it.
might as well. Every time I drive by there, Rez, Kimmy I was driving, I had Kimmy on the phone, and I get out the car, I say, Kimmy, watch this. I get out the car, and I said, look. And she said, Lizzie Borden. She saw the sign. And I was waiting, and I looked at the windows, and I said, okay, Kimmy, upstairs, second floor, left window, look. And you can see Lizzie right there. Push the thing aside. She's got a picture of it.
You know?
I think y'all showed it to me one time.
Yeah, you can see her. I drive by there, you can feel the energy, but it changed because it changed hands, and the new owner added a haunted doll, and
Oh.
he changed the energy to that dang place.
Hmm.
He
That's
fully
one-
changed the energy.
One thing I don't like about places that are haunted. You know it's haunted. Why are you going to bring in haunted objects? Leave it as is.
Yeah,
Right?
he put it right on the mantle, right on the side of Mr. Borden. He changed the whole energy to it. It's crazy.
Yep.
I don't like how he did it. It was cool the way it was.
Yeah, like
But-
that place
I don't know.
earlier about how they don't let spirits cross over. That's the
Mm.
same in their establishment. Like it's already haunted because of the location it's in and the town that it's in, but they've added like a haunted casket, hair, like a bunch of haunted other stuff. And I'm like, you're messing up the original like thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're not all good. Chances are they're not all going to vibe together. So it could cause more problems in the long run.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know,
or
maybe Sydney or Rez can ask my dad why he don't want me near Lizzie. He don't want me near Lizzie. I don't know why.
Hmm.
He does not want me near Lizzie. He always tells me to stay away from there. I don't know why.
He's afraid of your well-being. He's afraid of whatever took her over was attached to you.
Oh,
That's
I'll go
first
strong.
instinct.
Dad, I'll go strong. I'll be strong. And I'll be with
Yes.
Rez and Sydney.
That's first
take
instinct
care of
I
me.
get is just protection.
Yeah, I'll go strong. And I'll be with you too. So, God forbid. Because she is vicious.
I mean,
Yeah.
and for someone to do that, their parent to their parent, they had to have been messed up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
And
honestly, I
you're
think
an
she was
ordained minister.
overtaken. There's something
Yeah.
that was there that overtook her to make it happen.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think even the most messed up children we have nowadays would do something that vicious and violent on their own.
Right.
I kept saying I didn't think it was her. Maybe it wasn't her personally. like you're saying, maybe it was something that took her over.
You know?
I don't think it was her personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think she was a willing participant.
No, I don't think so.
I mean,
And I don't think she remembers.
Oh yeah, no. She loved her dad like crazy.
Yeah,
And,
she did.
yeah, she might have had some dispute with her mom.
She was a daddy's girl.
I don't
That
know.
wasn't even her mom. That was her stepmom.
That was those are
Yeah.
I don't think she. I mean, you don't always get along with your step parents. I know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Dad and a stepmom. My stepmom since passed, but at the beginning, I didn't get along with her. And going towards
Mm-hmm.
that, I was the one that took her passing the hardest because me and her grew a really strong bond. And before she passed, I started calling her mom because we just grew that attachment to each other and we grew that connection. So I mean, yeah, you
And
know,
since her,
that butterflies
Since-
with my parents.
I learned a new Spanish name
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't know.
Ooh, that's a good question,
Do
Kimmy.
you think her uncle doing black magic brought it? Yes, because
seen
they
that
keep
special.
everybody.
That.
Yes, everybody keeps saying they think her uncle did it.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's a possibility.
yep.
I don't really
Either
have
he did it
an answer
or
at
that
that
black
point on that
magic.
one.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing with people who specialize in black magic. They
Mm-hmm.
think they're. I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad on nobody. I'm not. I don't mean
Yeah.
everyone has their own things, right? But
Mm-hmm.
no one is unbeatable. No one is
Mm-hmm.
Superman, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you might think you have everything under control, and you know, but there's always going to be that one that's going to be way, way, way powerful, and he's going to slip through the cracks. And the next thing you know,
I was gonna say slip out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every armor has a kink in it, no matter how strong it is.
A lot of people keep saying, and I even said it at one time, it was your uncle. He lives right next door.
I totally forgot about that too till Kimmy brought it up.
He was right next door.
Well, ladies, we've been on for an hour and a half. Do you mind if I smoke a cigarette while we chat?
How dare you? Just kidding. I don't care.
You know, some people,
Yeah,
it's unprofessional, but on the other
go
hand,
for it.
we're on late night. It's 11 o'clock at night in Wisconsin on a Tuesday.
It is
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
What
I want
happens when you have
coffee.
company and you have good vibe?
Yeah,
Yeah. Good conversation.
just enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I've been shuffling, getting used to these all this time. Just sitting here.
Mine are sitting next to me still.
Mine
Keep 'em
are
there.
in the closet with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have like
So we want
6.
his to sit there for us.
I like his deck.
Yeah.
They got a second deck of these I have yet to get.
Oh, I thought you
Oh.
said I was about to say you better pull those out too.
No, I haven't got them yet.
Oh, a second
eventually.
version?
Yep.
So I like to
Mm.
put people on the spot.
Mhm.
Go for it. Read your cards for me.
You want me to do
I
cards
don't
right
let-
now?
Yeah, I don't. I
Let me
usually
finish
don't
my
let.
cigarette.
Okay.
And this will be the first time I'm doing it publicly, other than for, friends at work.
Yeah.
Or, you
Yeah.
know. So this is going to be
I don't let
interesting.
too many people in my energy invade me. So
Yeah.
I trust you.
So
Totally
might as well
forgot.
start shuffling.
Hmm.
Joanne's laughing because I put you on the spot.
Hey, if Christina was in the chats right now, she'd be laughing her ass off. Because
Ooh, I'm fixing to tag her.
she has been on me forever to start doing more of this. And,
I heard it one time. I heard it
Yeah.
once.
And
Mhm.
she, that's why in July, I will be at Broadhead Manor at the
Mhm.
Mumbo Metaphysical Expo. And I will be doing readings. It'll be the first time I'm doing it
Awesome.
in a convention setting.
Oh, you just gonna be sit there doing readings the whole time?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah. And she's been trying to get me to go to New York with her for another event, which
Mm-hmm.
I might go. The details hasn't been set up yet, so we'll
Mm-hmm.
see.
Take
Yeah.
breaks in between, sage yourself, and
Oh yeah,
you know that. I shouldn't have to tell you that.
yeah.
I should shut my mouth. You know more than me.
No, I don't. I'm still a newbie in this. I just have
I'm a newbie in this.
I have experiences and great teachers to learn from. So
Yeah, I love Sean
yeah.
and his
Sean's.
stories.
Oh yeah. You catch the latest one that we
Story.
had on Red Road Paranormal, the white buffalo calf teaching. Did you catch that one yet?
No,
Go on the channel, check it out. That was
on the show.
Yep. We just had him
Okay.
on. I think it was last week or the week before. I think we aired it.
Donna, can you peek in my house and see where my pot pen is 3 days? What?
It's been missing for 3 days.
Just watch
Sweetheart, check under your bed.
If that's where she finds it, I'm gonna lose it.
Let me know. I'm curious. Because you know what? I've lost mine and it's been under the bed. So that's the only reason I'm saying.
Joanne, look under your bed.
Yep.
He said,
Fall off the
Um,
nightstand.
that I did.
Huh?
Actually, if it's not under the bed, like Rez said, look under your nightstand. There's like a little crevice
She said I was gonna paint the cinema for her.
rolled under.
Yep. I'm thinking somewhere by the head of the bed. That's what I'm thinking.
It's somewhere in that bed area. If it's not under the bed, like Rez said, look really good under the bed. Use like your phone for a light, or look under your nightstand, or what's on the side of your bed. Something on the side of your bed.
Taylor.
It's there. It is there.
She said, "Okay, I'm going to look."
Okay.
The lurker said he.
Let us know. Let us know before the show ends.
I know. Now I'm curious as to which one it is.
Right?
Yeah.
Me too.
It's somewhere in the area. Like, you know when you sit on your bed, it either fell, like Rez said, under the bed, or like in that little area in your nightstand. It's right there.
Headboard.
The head of the bed.
headboard and
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's
under the bed.
where I'm thinking.
Under the bed.
Like here's the wall, here's the headboard, and it goes straight down, like right there on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, it could have went down. So either she's going to find it, like with her phone, she's going to see it, or near her, I don't know, there's something on the side of her bed. And there's a table, a nightstand, something. There or under that bed. It's wild. I can't believe she said that in the comment.
I love Joanne. Joanne's
I love Joanne. I can't believe it. She's funny. She needs a bigger tiara.
Well, as I'm shuffling, one pops out at me already.
Oh,
There you go, Sid.
That's what popped out. Oop, there's the camera. Which, as I was showing you cards earlier, this is one of the ones that popped up also I showed you.
Huh.
So to me, that's, it means teachings, learning. You're gaining knowledge. There's some more big teachings that are along your way. That's going to further your journey. I'm taking it more along the metaphysical side of things. Your ability is going to be advancing more. and it's going to be an epiphany. It's going to be like, oh my God moment. You're like, it's going to take you. And this guide that's coming in that's going to help you with this, that's who's being represented in the picture. He's going to start showing you more things, how to work with what you're going on. So that's the first one. No.
You know, it's a he.
Yeah.
You know, it's a he. Listen.
That's the next picture, which is odd because I shuffled this deck.
That one came out too.
And that one came out too.
Yeah.
So you were supposed to see these pictures.
Yep.
That one, to me, I'm feeling it's your lineage. As you look at the picture, you just found out you're native. If you look at the picture, what's it look like he's wearing? A bunch of feathers.
A bunch of feathers.
Yep.
So you're gonna learn more about this ancestral journey that you're on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the eyes at the bottom again represent to me your metaphysical journey. So that's tying into your heritage, using your heritage with these abilities, and things are going to start growing.
Okay.
So one more card and we'll see what this one comes up. All right. Now there's that one. That's a spiral. Now you might feel like you're lost in this. You don't know where you're going. You're questioning with what's going on here. But with the spiral, you're spiraling up because it came to me in an upside down form. So therefore, even though you think you might be lost and you don't know what's going on, you're still on the right path here. And with the eyes, it's you're watching where you're going. You're going to see this unfold in front of you, and it's going to be amazing. So that's what I got for you, my dear.
Thank you. That's
awesome.
Any of it resonate or make sense to you?
All of it, actually.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like I did tell you, like I've been saying, we just found out we're native. And the minute I found that out, I was looking up things. I was researching stuff. And I had just had this talk with my friend Andrea, who owns a haunted coffee shop here. I was like, I know I have guides, but I feel like I've kind of lost them. But when I think about it, I see one in the very back, kind of just hanging out, waiting until it's ready for him to come forward. And it makes sense because I told my friend Val that it's a he.
Yep.
I was
he's waiting for you to be ready.
That makes sense. Holy crap.
So when you're ready, call upon that guide. Ask for the teachings that he has for you and embrace it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting goosebumps up and down my legs right now.
Because you did an awesome job, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you.
Yeah.
Definitely keep doing it. Don't doubt yourself because you were spot on. And that was freaking amazing.
I don't know why I'm scared about my reading.
We'll do yours off air, my dear.
You do it on air.
You want to do it
on air? Yeah, I don't care. Everybody knows everything anyway.
I'm not responsible for what comes through.
It's just the messenger.
Yep. I'm just the tool. Spirit is the one that's giving the message.
I got a cigarette. Is that okay, Sid?
Yeah.
Hey, she let me smoke.
I did.
No, you can't.
But I'm a co-host.
You're not me. You can't smoke. Sorry.
You're a guest. I'm a co-host.
I'm a res. I'm not a guest. I'm just a res.
True.
That's the first one that comes up. And it's upside down.
Upside down.
Right?
Yeah.
You're questioning yourself. You're questioning your ability. You do it too much. You kind of got that look on your face as in meditation. Things that come through you in meditation, accept it. Believe it. These messages are being brought to you for a reason.
I don't want to cut you off, but
I agree.
I've been a bad girl and haven't been meditating.
Oh, you need to. You need to. There's stuff you should be learning at this point in time. You
See, I've
know,
been doing good with my abilities.
there's that one. And with the abilities, as you nurture
Mm-hmm.
them, they grow, just like the fetus grows in your womb. So your
Yep.
abilities are going to get stronger. And by this, you see the rays of light that are coming out of the head here.
Mm-hmm.
That's your abilities. So as you nurture
Mm-hmm.
this, it's going to come
Mm-hmm.
out through the top. They're going to increase. They're going to get stronger. You will find that positiveness, that you believe in everything you say and everything you get, because you will then realize what's coming through. You'll learn to accept it better.
Go ahead.
This one's interesting.
I'll tell you something after we're done.
This is very interesting. So we got the person there. It almost looks like there's a lizard there next to it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Some would take it as negative. I don't. I look at this and basically it's telling me to watch out for them charlatans. Don't believe the ones that are throwing the negativity at you. And we're all surrounded by it. But as you see the creatures in the dark, you're in the light and there's light colors around you. So therefore, keep that positivity. Don't let the outside influence, I don't want to put it. Don't let the outside influence affect what you know is true in your heart.
There you go. It's your girl.
Yeah, hey, Christina. Yes, they look very familiar. She's the one that got me started on soul cards.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He
See,
needed-
Kimmy? Wow, mind blown.
Okay.
Thank you, Kimmy. Now I got to
Go ahead.
one more card
Go ahead,
for you, my
Kim.
dear.
Go ahead. One more.
One more. I've never seen this card before. And it's upside down.
It is.
Again.
So I'm thinking this is more of a self-reflection. Because you have the two faces, almost like a mirror print. You got the hands. So take time to look back, reflect on what's going on in your own head, and really and truly dissect it, acknowledge it, and keep moving forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
Take that time for that reflection.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, snap.
That's what I got for you, ladies.
Go ahead.
They were amazing. You were dead on. You were dead right on both of us.
Yep. Go ahead. You talk on mine.
Miss Donna over here has been doubting herself big time, to the point where me and Kimmy have been telling her, you need to stop doubting yourself. You know how gifted you are. We know how gifted you are. Don't let people who are saying things like you're weak, you're not strong enough, or not acknowledging you bring you down. You are a freaking amazing.
I know I'm strong. I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to be whatever you want to call it. I know my gifts are strong. I know they're there. Look what happened at the cemetery. Look what happened at the water place. I've been seeing, and that's why I know, like you were saying, I know I was upgraded. I felt it. I even said to Kimmy, something's going on. I don't feel right. I was upgraded. And then we did we did 4 investigations within 2 days.
Yeah.
I was seeing this little girl apparition. I seen the Native Americans. I seen a monk.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing all these apparitions. And usually I see apparition energy. Apparition, Donna, you can buy your own flowers, write your name in the sand, take your power back, girl.
Yeah, you do need to take your power back. But as you say, you know you have these abilities, you need to
Mhm.
accept the fact that you have these abilities. Like knowing and accepting it are two different things. I lived most of my adult life that way, knowing that I have gifts that I don't
I'm gonna do
use
this on live.
and
I
accepting
know
it
I got these
are different.
abilities, and I accept these
Yes,
abilities,
yes,
and I'm doing it on live so everybody can see it. I know
yep.
I got these abilities, and I accept these abilities.
Own them.
I own them.
Yep.
It's Miley Cyrus. Joanne, Miley Cyrus is good.
Did you find your pipe, Joanne?
I know. Did you?
We got to know before this ends.
You.
You've seen that too, huh?
Yeah, that's like the
What
third.
happened?
You know what? It didn't happen at all until you started reading the cards.
It
Where did it
did it
happen?
earlier for me in one of my recordings. Also, we were talking about a certain topic, and it popped. I noticed it. And I didn't say nothing. I'm waiting to see when we actually release the video if it's noticeable. But yeah, I've
On
noticed a couple of times
Res?
here. Yeah,
On Res?
my screen, it kind of
That's your using your gifts.
either that or
Yep.
it's those that are around me, one or the other.
Joanne, I'm drawn to your kitchen.
Mhm.
Did you put it in the fridge when you're grabbing a snack? You know, when you get the munchies, it can be a pain in the butt.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
you know.
3 days. I'm trying to
That's
say.
that's amazing. Thank you. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you
asking me.
very much.
Because we both needed this. We both really did.
Yes.
I need to practice, so thank you.
Dude, anytime. Be like, yo, Sid, can I practice? I'll be like, let's go. Let's go.
Yep.
I love getting my cards read. I love
Me
it.
too.
Yeah, I do too, but only certain people I like reading me.
Yep.
I was even saying it to Kimmy. I read for everybody. I need somebody to read for me.
Yep. Christina's seen it on the
Yep.
screen.
Didn't it happen the other night when I was on y'all's podcast too?
You've seen the shadow people behind me.
I did see the shadow people behind you, but I did see your Cam also do that ripple
Yeah.
thing. But I was like, oh, he probably just has bad connection or something.
No, I got pretty good Wi-Fi here.
That's
And I don't let the kid game when I'm freaking doing a live or a recording because I'm in my living room.
yeah.
The PlayStation 4 is right here behind me. So I make them shut all that down so we know it's not anything drawing on the internet.
See, look, there it goes.
There
again.
goes again.
I can see it again. Yeah.
See, mine, thank you, Esme, for not doing it. What mine happens is I have a doll. I have 3 haunted dolls. And one of them's name's Esme. I love her to pieces. But when she doesn't get attention or I don't acknowledge her, she'll boot me off. And so I'll get kicked
Yep.
off live and I have to
I want to
read.
see her.
You want to see her? Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me see her.
I got a couple too, but they're Native American. And
I
it was
seen your
weird
dolls.
because, yeah, it's weird because my dolls were all clear. But doing cold cases, one a lady went in one and one a little boy went in one.
She's pretty.
She's pretty. Look at her little tongue. She's
Yeah.
so cute. Hi,
She
Esme.
She's mischievous, all right.
Yeah,
I picked that up right away. Very mischievous.
she's the cutest though.
She is a mess. She loves the attention.
She's a hot mess.
But she's my
She's like,
house.
Mama, not the hair again. Mama, not the hair again.
Standing up.
She
You know,
likes to be facing the camera.
Oh, yeah.
you know.
And you will see, there was one time we were on and Esme was on. And this other guy, Pete, came on with his doll. And you literally see Esme's head turn and look at that other doll.
Mm-hmm.
It was insane. But Esme loves attention. She's a cutie pie.
Christina just made a comment. Logan was her son and was a good friend of mine. And he's actually one of the reasons how me and her became such good friends. And he has a habit of messing with her cameras a lot of times when we're recording. It goes in and out of focus.
Wow.
So I'm almost wondering that maybe if he's been kicking it around lately.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
He was a very good person, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met my bestie.
Oh.
For those that don't know, they had a show on the WLTKDB network, Todd Bates' network. And after I was on Barnaby's show, my team leaders, I was talking to Todd, and I'm like, if anybody else on your show, on your network ever needs a guest, hit me up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the paranormal room reached out to me, and it was Logan. And we got to chatting a little bit. I'm like, yeah, I'll come on the show. And we went on the show, and the three of us together had such chemistry. Laughed, joked, it had just a blast. Things went off the rails, and it was worth it. And from that night on, me and Christina were constantly messaging, back and forth. And me and Logan were messaging. And then a year ago, we lost Logan.
Oh, wow.
And so a lot of things I think that we do are guided by him. He's still here when it comes to different projects that me and her work together on.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, he could be there because that's just the place that he loves being, and he's used to it. And he's kind of just checking up on you guys and making sure y'all are okay and all that. And just like Kimmy said, we are so sorry for y'all's loss. I mean, I can only imagine what that's like, losing a best friend.
Yeah. It's sad.
Goodbye. I hope you find it, Joanne.
I hope
Good luck,
so.
Joanne.
That'd be funny if she walks outside tomorrow morning and it's like right there in the grass.
Right.
Or in her, I don't know why, but I kept seeing in her purse. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm stuck on the bedroom.
It's another
really
clip I got. Yeah, but that could be in our bedroom too.
See, I'm in between the bedroom. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know. She always sits in that recliner. Joanne, I hope you're still on. Check down inside that recliner. You're always sitting in that recliner.
From Kimmy, and this is what Kimmy said.
Yeah.
She's always in the recliner. Check the recliner. And I didn't even see that. See, I can't see comments. I'm on iPad. Yep.
I normally can't see them either. But I've learned to turn my phone sideways, and now I can see them when they get brought up. And I stream on my other phone, whoever show I'm on, so I can see the comments that way. So I can see them before they get brought up.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
So we've been on for a good while.
Well, 2 hours.
Yeah. So where can they find you at, Rez?
Well, Facebook, Bobby Resnick Calkins. Also, I have a Resnick Inc. page on Facebook, and we have Red Road Paranormal podcast page. Otherwise, you can hit me up on email at resnickinc@gmail.com. If you're in the Wisconsin area, Seymour area, pop by the Shell station there in town. I'm usually there 4 days a week for 10 hours a day. So, not to mention this summer, you can catch me, let's see here, June 1st, I'll be in Marinette, Wisconsin, up by the UP for the Marinette Menominee Bigfoot Convention. That's our team's convention. We, it's a good time, so come on out. I believe the night before the convention, we're doing a Bigfoot hike, so you can go ahead and schedule for that. All scheduling and tickets are all available through the Wisconsin Caps website. And yes, Christina, you can reach us through the Red Road Paranormal Podcast group on Facebook also. July, I'll be down at Broadhead Manor for the Moonbow Expo. That I believe is July 20th. I'll be down there doing card readings and hanging out with everyone. So any of the listeners that are in the area, come out. You want to take a selfie? Free of charge. I don't charge. I'm not famous yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, yet. But even if I ever become famous, I wouldn't charge. I love the interaction with the folks out there. I love hearing everyone's stories. I love helping people. And whenever needs a reading, or needs advice, I can speak on what I've experienced in life. I can speak on what I've seen other people go through on a personal level. So, and that's one of the reasons why I call my tattoo sessions ink therapy. Because most of the time, those that sit in my chair, we end up talking about some deep shit. And I can either give them the experience that I've lived through, or those of my loved ones close to me.
I love that. Yeah, that's what I like to call my tattoo sessions. I'm going to go get some ink therapy.
Yeah, and it is. That's I love tattoos. I need way more, but I give them to myself. I don't get the full bonus of it.
Right.
I want to be able to sit back in someone's chair that I trust. Here's what I want. Have at it, so I can relax. Because there's endorphins that are being released when you're relaxing that the brain's reacting to. But when you're doing it yourself, you're not relaxing enough, so them endorphins don't kick in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I tore into my own skin after not having a tattoo for 20 years. I go, hey, this is what I remember I like the feeling of this for. All right. I enjoyed it to a point, but I didn't get the full effect. That's like us investigators watching someone else investigate. It's cool to watch. It's enjoying. It's entertaining. But it's not the same because you're not there doing it. You're not getting the feeling, the vibes, the whole reading of the location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. We could all agree to that 100%.
Yep.
Like yesterday, the boys went out and I was like, oh, I want to be there so bad.
Right? If I could be out every weekend investigating, I would be. My actual goal in life, and I've said this 1,000,001 times, is I want to work with the paranormal on a full-time basis. I ain't looking to get rich. I ain't looking to get famous. I'm looking to be able to go out and do what I enjoy, what I love, and still be able to put food on the table and pay the bills and live comfortably. If I could find a way to do that, I'd be in heaven. It wouldn't be work. It would just be enjoying life.
Yep. Agree. That would be the way I retire.
Yeah.
Investigating all the time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's funny because I'll go do a job interview and then they ask, what are your hobbies? And I'm like, well, on the weekends, I like to go ghost hunting. And they're like, what? What's that? And I'm like, well, people go out and they have equipment and they hunt ghosts. And they're like, that's a real thing. And then we get into a big old discussion. And I'm like, wait, I'm here to interview for a job. I'm not here to tell you what I like to do on the phone.
Right. Well, I got customers that come to my station all the time. Well, something will be brought up, or they'll see a shirt that I'm wearing. I'm wearing one of my team shirts, and what's that? Oh, I'm a paranormal investigator. Really? I'll get to talk. Well, here, there's one of my cards over there on the counter. We got YouTube channels. We got other stuff. Got a website. Take one with you. Check it out. And a lot of them come back, wow, that's pretty cool stuff. That's interesting. And then I got other customers that know that when I was going through my schooling for my mediumship and my certifications, when you're certified, you're reading for me. When you're certified, you're reading for me. Well, hold on here. I got to be in the moment. It's not like you can just turn it on at any place at any time.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if you're not feeling it, you're not going to give them what they need.
Exactly.
So I've had a few rough days where people come in, well, I want my reading. Well, I'm sorry. Today is not the day.
Yeah.
It's just, trust me, it's not the day. But when it's right, they'll get their readings. And I have no problem doing it and giving them for free. I'm not looking to make money doing this. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. Like you see the sign on the house window with the second palm and all that. You think all that from like the 90s and all that, where people are getting taken. I don't want to be one of them people. If I don't have a legit reading for you, I'm not going to read.
Right.
If I don't have a real message, I'm going to tell you, I'm sorry. I'm picking up nothing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I had one
You
of
know.
the girls at my job ask me, she was like, "How much do you charge for your readings?" And I'm like, "I don't charge anything." And she's like, "What? Why?" And I'm like, "Well, A, I'm still kind of new to all this. And B, there's sometimes when there's nothing to be said.
Yeah.
And there's other times when I'll read you the card and it just doesn't make sense at that one moment. But then later on down the line, it happens. Like, I don't want you to be like, oh, well, I'm going to give her money for something that doesn't make sense. Like, no. Like, so I don't ever charge anyone for anything.
Right. You know, and with me with charging, I have a hard problem with charging because when I was growing up, I was always taught, you know, we don't use our gifts for personal gain.
Exactly.
So, and I've even had this conversation with my teachers and with other mediums, and they all say, you know, your time is worth something, whether it's $5, $100, whatever. Your time is worth something. If you were doing this as a job, you know, for someone else, you'd be getting paid. So what's the difference? You're using your abilities. You know, you charge for your artwork. Why wouldn't you charge for this?
I always tell you, if you want to give me something, I'll take it. If you don't, you don't.
Right. Yeah, they can donate. I don't believe in charging for my healings or a cold case, but the rest, yeah.
Yeah, the cold case that I ended up starting to work on. That was the first thing out of the guy's mouth. Well, what's this going to cost me? Nothing. This is something I'm interested into. This is something that I'm being drawn to and have a calling for. Yeah.
And helping them.
Exactly.
That right there is a reward within itself to me.
Yeah. The work itself is very rewarding. You know, I actually, little funny story about that. I went down and met with the officer I was working with, retired officer. And I had this phone actually I'm using right now that we're working on. I had my voice recorder up, you know, because I always try to run two different types of recording. In case one doesn't catch it, the other one might. And we're out in the woods doing this. We're trying to contact her where she had passed. And we really didn't get much out there. A couple of little things, blips in here. Good night, Christina. And we go back to the cars. Well, I forgot to turn my recorder off on my phone. So we drive back, you know, me and my brother-in-law and my son, we go out to dinner. I get back. I go sit out in the car because I can't smoke in my brother-in-law's house. So I'm sitting there smoking, and I'm talking to this young lady that lost her life. I'm like, you know, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I tried to get information. I'm really trying to help you, you know. And I got an EVP while sitting in my car from a female voice. You know, and what I believe it says, you know, let them know that I'm at peace.
Oh.
You know, so just because you don't get something at the location doesn't mean you're not going to get something if you still try.
Right.
And if your intentions are true, it'll be known.
Yep.
You know, and I'm still trying to work on this. It's kind of been as a hobby. I'm trying to find some more information about her and possibly who did this. You know, chances are the person that did this is already long passed away because this happened way back in, I believe it was the 40s or 50s. So it's an old case. But to be able to say, okay, this is who did it, this is what happened, so the case file can be closed.
Yeah. Yep. Stay. Yeah. So, well, thank you everyone for tuning into tonight's show. Don't forget to follow Texas Wraith Hunters, Wraith Huntress Realm, Light Goes in the Wind, Beyond Belief, Phantom Friends. I'm trying to remember everyone's.
I got a whole list too.
There's a lot. There's a whole bit. Just go to Texas Wraith Hunters. You'll find us all there.
Yeah.
Yep. While you're at it, WisconsinCaps.com. Go there. You'll find everything that we got going on. Our
Mhm.
Wisconsin Caps YouTube channel. Like, share, subscribe. Check out our investigations, all our podcasts. We have everything, a little bit for everybody. If you're into cryptids, Barnaby Jones has Monsters on the Edge on the Untold Radio Network. That's our team leader and founder. You have Soul Flight with Stephanie Lynn, which I'll be coming up on that show with Christina here, and I think next month. Might be a little bit longer than that. Check my schedule. Of course, Red Road Paranormal. Follow us, like us. We're really trying to get some more viewers there on our channel, because as soon as we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll start doing more lives actually on YouTube.
Mhm.
So like, subscribe, share. It helps everyone with their projects. And if you want, follow me on Facebook. Send me a friend request. I don't be shy. Closed mouth doesn't get fed.
Yep.
Oh, Lurky, you're
So-
back. We're fixing the endings, my dude. Again, thank you all for tuning in. Rez, thank you for taking time out of your day to hang out with us, crazy women.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh yeah, we definitely got to do this again. Most definitely.
Hey, I'm only a message away or a phone call away.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm gonna be blowing you up like crazy, just so you know. I'm gonna be like, Rez, I need your help like you helped Donna. What is his name?
Anytime.
All right. Again, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And as always, keep it spooky. We love you guys. Peace out.